Welcome to 15 Minute Theatre, the only review show that squeezes a whole production into 900 seconds. The date is Wednesday the 11th of December, and we've just been to see Cerano De Bergerac. Open the house. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm really clever, and you smell of poo.
Well, that's not very nice, is it?
I know, but it's my attempt at poetry.
Well, I don't think you should bother anymore.
Oh, well, why am I doing poetry, Vicky?
Because you want people to think you're clever.
And I've got a big nose.
You've got a massive hooter.
We just went to see, I want to call it Cerano De Bergerac.
I did, but now it's Cyrano because that's what they said in the play.
Oh, right. Okay, right. Well,
Cyrano De Bergerac. That's what we went to see.
Okay, that's what we went to see. I'll give you a few facts from it, shall I?
Please.
It was adapted by a guy called Martin Crimp.
That's a good name,
Yeah. It was written by Edmund Rostand.
Okay.
Directed by Jamie Lloyd.
Yeah.
Right, it had loads of actors in it, but let me name a few. A guy you may have heard of called James McAvoy.
Yeah.
Anita Joy Oaja, Ben Figueredo, Michelle Austin, Adam Best, and Sam Black. It's at the Playhouse Theatre, and it's running till the 29th of February 2020. And the length was forever and ever and ever.
Well, you don't know, do you?
No.
Why don't you know?
Because I left at the interval.
Why did you leave in the interval?
Well, we'll get onto it if you like now.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what, why don't you give us a synopsis, and then I'll tell you why I left this boring, patronising play.
Okay, Cyrano de Bergerac is a guy with a massive nose who loves a woman. She loves another. He helps her. The guy that she loves is not as bright as Cyrano, but he's quite a hunk. So he basically sort of arranges this thing. It's quite weird where he speaks on behalf of this other guy, so that she hears Cyrano's words, but sees this guy's looks.
Yeah.
She falls in love basically with both of them, but she thinks she falls in love with the hunk.
Yeah.
And then they go to war, and he writes loads of letters. And then she comes to see them, and it all goes horribly wrong.
Oh, it went horribly wrong for me after about an hour and a half into the first act. Flipping heck.
You really hated it, didn't you?
I really did, and I'll tell you why I hated it. And I went in with high hopes, and it was an ensemble cast, and the staging looked great. It had like a white box, didn't it, to start with?
Yeah.
And that obviously opened up, and it was bigger, but you had Cyrano at the back looking at himself in a mirror. And I'll even excuse the fact that they didn't use a fake nose, so his nose was just normal size,
it was normal
which
size.
Confounded me a little bit.
But they talked about it being big.
Yeah, but you know, that is talking enough.
Was it because James McAvoy is quite handsome,
No.
and Cyrano de Bergerac's not handsome, and you found that difficult?
No, I'll tell you what I found difficult is that they wrote this in South London, awful. Like rap.
There was a lot of rapping, wasn't there?
But bad rap. And, you know, these words were not poetry. I think if I was to hear and suffer it, I don't think that you would love it. I could say it off my head and then I'll go home and go to bed. It was like that. And I watched, Victoria, as the audience
I feel like you're telling me off
left
for something.
in droves.
Did they?
Well, there was about 5 or 6 people.
That's not droves.
Well, there was droves enough.
Okay.
I just really disliked it, and I really didn't like it.
Yeah, it was an interesting choice of staging. I felt. I found in the second half, which you didn't
Here
see.
we go.
There were some parts where the characters should it's like intimate moments where they should have been having physical contact, and they talk about having physical contact, but they just stood next to each other on the stage just talking. And I sort of feel like they're trying to do something really clever, but it just didn't really work. You didn't really get the big love affair. You didn't really...
It was too up itself. I think you're absolutely right. I think they were trying to be way too avant-garde with it.
Yeah.
There was a bit... sorry to interrupt. But There was a bit that I really liked towards the end of the first act where you had like the villain of the piece and you had the two guys and you had... I want to say Rosalind. Was it Rosalind?
I can't remember what
it doesn't matter.
are.
Anyway, the love interest. And they were sat, and it was like musical chairs. They had two chairs facing the back, two chairs facing the front. And when they moved, the two people who were facing at the front talked, and I thought that was a really nice concept.
Yeah.
But it was all concept.
I felt, considering that ultimately it's a play about love, I just felt like it was emotionally lacking.
Yeah.
But I do feel that James McAvoy has got a really strong stage presence.
Yeah, I actually, look, in fairness, I think the cast, I didn't have a problem. I thought the cast was very good.
Yeah.
I thought the cast was strong. I thought they were really let down by the writing. I mean, I was embarrassed at some of the lines. And it felt like, it felt like Panto season had come early.
I think it was up and down. It wasn't consistent. Some bits of it were better than others. I think it was... I don't know. It was just the way it was directed. It was just... It was like someone just come out of drama school and they're trying to do something really serious, but in a different way.
Yeah, and also it was kind of like, hey, look, we're really cool. If you want to be really cool, you'll like this.
They'd made it like tried to make it street.
Yeah,
and
it just wasn't.
And I think some bits of it worked better than others.
I'll tell you where it lost it as well. There was a bit. I think he was either he'd taken the voice of the other guy, so he was talking South London, and then he was doing the poetry, and it was supposed to be so sexy and powerful, and it was driving me crazy. I tell you what, if I wasn't stuck in the middle of a row, I'd have gone. And also he had a lot of chocolate.
I could see you kept checking your watch.
It's always a sign, isn't it? You know me so well.
Like James is not happy.
And very rarely. And the other thing is I would have stuck through it, but I was so annoyed at how long the first act was.
It was
an hour and 40 minutes.
It was long.
How long was the second bit?
Oh, I don't know. I did get fidgety. I did get a bit... I was all right in the first half, but I did get a bit fidgety. I just felt like there was, there's a lot of promise there on the stage, a lot of interesting cast members.
But I thought the female love interest. Sorry, I can't remember her name.
Yeah,
but I'm sure it was Rosalind or something. But Roxanne.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Of course it was.
Yeah,
they
because
did
of
Steve Martin joke, didn't they?
She was really smug. And maybe that's her character. I think maybe actually her character was supposed to be smug. But it was just too much, what with everything else.
Well, she's very beautiful. She's like the most beautiful person, isn't she?
But she wasn't likeable.
No.
I didn't like her. And we were talking about not Frankenstein, we were talking about Dracula, the new adaptation that was out at Christmas.
Yeah.
And the girl who plays Lucy in the third episode.
Yeah.
Now, she's supposed to be beautiful. And very vain and all this kind of stuff. But you have to like her. And in the film version, do you remember the film version? She's got red hair and very voluptuous. She's really likeable and she's there laughing with Mina when you like her.
Yeah.
I didn't like this version and I felt the same about... it's got the name again now. Roxanne.
Yeah. Yeah, it just was lacking in emotional warmth.
Yeah, it was. I think coming out of drama school, being all too...
Yeah.
If you don't get it, it's because you're not as clever as us.
Yeah, but I do think... Yeah, there was something really special about James McAvoy, though.
Well,
I just thought
he's a brilliant actor.
Such presence, so charismatic.
He's a brilliant actor.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking...
And it's not like there weren't other good actors in the cast. There were definitely.
Yeah, but
the way it was staged didn't really bring out their best, I think.
No, I agree. All right, stand-up moment?
I don't really have one.
I think for me, if I was going to choose, it would be that musical chair bit.
Oh, actually, I was just going to say, that bit where James McAvoy does the London accent, he was brilliant. Even though
it was
wasn't
funny
the
to
best
start
bit. Okay, but I'm clutching at straws.
Yeah. All right. All right. I'm sorry. Should we take a break and then we'll come back and score it?
Yeah, I think you need one. You're quite angry. Calm down. Have a bath.
All right. So we're back in the room. Okay. So audience antics. Well, we were right up in the gods, weren't we?
Yeah.
And I mean, Did you have to put a bag under your seat because the seats were so high?
I couldn't put
your
my
little
feet up.
legs. Your little legs.
I mean, I've only got little legs.
I mean, you must think they're tiny at home, listener, but the kind of normal size. You're just small.
They're normal size for someone of my height.
Yeah. But also, I went to get the seats, and you went to go for your 100th toilet break.
My first toilet break.
And you were gone for about 20 minutes.
Oh, because I dropped my bottle of water and it leaked, and I had to go to the bar to get another bottle. I had to queue up for ages.
My God.
Yeah.
And everyone thought I was there on my own.
I know. Sorry about that.
Then you turned up, so it's all right. Yeah, really. But I don't think the seats took away from... We didn't feel alienated for the performance. I wish I could feel a bit more.
No,
really.
I did have to lean forward a bit to be able to see the front of the stage.
Oh, I hate leaners.
But we were near the back, so it was all right.
Yeah, it's all right. It's the ones at the front that's the problem.
Yeah.
Anyway, so should we score this?
Go on then.
All right, I'll kick us off. Right, performances, I've given it a 7.
I find it hard to judge because I just feel I didn't like the directing. So I think it had a lot of potential. I'll go for an 8.
Okay, stage of the technical.
Well, there wasn't really that much to write home about. I'm going to go for a 6.
Yeah, I've given it a 6. Narrative plot, I've given it a 3 because I'm focusing on the awful pantomime-esque rhyming couplets that we had to endure for the whole flipping thing.
Okay, I'm going to go for a 5.
Okay. Originality.
Well, I think it was original, I guess.
Yeah, it's not getting much from me, just to warn you.
I'll give it a 6.
Yeah, it gets a 3 from me. Costume, nothing to write home about. 4.
Yeah, 5.
And was it worth it? Gets a big fat 1 from me.
I'm going to go for a 6. Because even though I didn't love it, I just think James McAvoy was great, and I'm glad I saw him.
All right, fair enough. All right, so while I score this, would you like to tell the listener what we're going to see?
Oh yeah, I need to go into my calendar. I'm never prepared for this.
I know, we do it every time.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? So the next thing we're going to see... Oh, well, I'm not really sure whether... Is this something we'd review? We're going to see Sandy Toksvig.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We're reviewing that, baby.
A one-lady show.
Oh, I'm excited about that.
Not entirely sure what she's going to do. I'm hoping she's going to be telling some hilarious stories.
I'm hoping she's got a box.
I'm hoping maybe she'll have some celebrity... Maybe Noel Fielding will come on.
No, I won't be surprised. He'll come to the opening
Alan
of anything.
Davis.
Oh, Alan Davis.
Or...
Is he Welsh?
No.
Oh.
And that was a terrible Welsh accent, anyway. So yeah, we'll see. Sandy Toksvig. I shall look forward to seeing your face.
I've got the star. I look forward to seeing yours. It's not for a while, though, is it?
No.
Right, so it gets a star rating of 2.5.
That's not great, is it?
No, it's not at all. And this is the last, by the way, of 2019. Oh, sorry. And it puts it not at the bottom, just above It's a German Life, but below it 9 to 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, worst of the year is German Life, but we'll talk more about that, I think, in our award show, which should be coming out not too long after you've heard this.
Yeah.
But thanks very much for listening.
Thanks. It's been a good year, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'm thinking of wrapping up the year, but we all know it's now January, so
it's January.
But seriously, do thank us for listening.
Thank you for speaking, James.
But again, if you want us to come and review your show, we would be more than happy to, as long as you pay the tickets for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Certainly, if it's
if anyone
Harry Potter,
from the National Theatre or the Old Vic
or the
Royal
Young Vic,
Court
or
Theatre,
anywhere, let's be honest, Vicky.
or
Anywhere inside the M25
pub,
is fine.
Any pub theatre, I mean, literally.
Yeah, we'll come and see anything.
We're
not
up
fussy.
for it.
In fact, we went to see a couple of pub theatres last year, and they did very well, didn't they?
We've seen some really good pub
Do you remember the one we
theatre.
went to see in a caravan?
Oh yeah, that was good,
It was
wasn't
great,
it?
that one, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've seen some really good.
Yeah, so put your
fringe
finger
stuff,
out,
haven't we?
fringes. Yeah. Anyway, the lecture over. Thank God. Thank God that's the theatre bell. Oh, Vicky, that means the curtain's down, the theatre's dark. Why can't I remember this line?
You are as good at that as I am at remembering what we're going to see next.
You read it.
So, the curtain's down, the theatre's dark, and that was 15-minute theatre. Good night.
God, you should be on TV.
Oh, well.
Or in the theatre.
Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
If you're brave enough to have your theatre production reviewed, please contact us at 15minutetheatre@gmail.com. Find us on Twitter and please rate and review us on iTunes. Thanks for listening.